Alright, let's take a little tour of the coop today. We've had it up about a month. As you can see, we've got it under trees for some shade, helps keep it cooler. Down here in Texas, of course, it gets really hot, so it helps the girls and boys stay cooler. I got 6 little bantams that I'm about to let out. Let's let the babies out and roam the yard a little bit. And they want out. Here they come. Here they come. Little leghorn. We got some leghorn bantams, 2 little cochins, and 1 beautiful little bearded bantam around the tree, and he's over there walking off around the tree. Well, let's take a look at the coop. The coop is 5 foot by 8 foot, 7 foot tall. As you see, it has a flight on it, which is the outside cage. There's the roosting house that they sleep in at night. The ladder they walk up, pretty simple design, a couple of roosts underneath. The flooring material, half underneath the house, the actual roosting house, is pea gravel, about 6 inches of pea gravel that in the summertime I can water down, keep it cool, and the babies like that. They like to get the pea gravel, kind of roll around, keeps them cool. It's kind of a cooling agent for them. The up front half of it is pine bark mulch, organic pine bark. No stains, no colors, can't use cedar, can't use anything that's can be oily or can affect the respiratory system. Cedar, some of the fancier mulches we don't want to use. Let's use just regular pine bark. Same stuff that we use, the little shavings that we use in the brooders, the little white shavings we use in the brooders in the houses are the same kind. That's pine bark shavings basically, and this is just the bark of the pine tree, so it's safe, clean for the chickens. Of course, the water, hanging water, keeps it up off the ground, keeps it clean, keeps the babies from pooping in it and dirting in it, mainly kicking dirt in it. Same way with the feeder. Feeder's kind of underneath to keep them from kicking dirt in it and keeps them clean. Let's take a look at the house. Let's take a look at the roost house. As you can see, this is a 4 by 5, being 4 foot tall, so it gives them about 20 square foot. Inside is a U-shaped purchase. This is the roost area here. It works real well. They tends to keep the droppings straight down in the middle here into the shavings, so it's very easy to clean. This comes out. I can wash it, scrub it down. I used an acrylic paint and I used an oil stain, a real good base, a real good oil stain, and it's safe for the chickens, and they don't really peck the wood, so they don't really eat the wood. So I'm not going to worry about that. The 4 holes in the back, those are going to be the nesting boxes. My babies are about 10 weeks old, so we'll put the nesting boxes in at about a month. I didn't want the nesting boxes in yet. I don't want them roosting in them. I don't want them using them as a place just to roost and poop, and I want them to use them as nests when they're ready. So about another month we'll put them in and start giving them access to the nesting boxes. Let them start getting used to the nesting boxes. 2 big windows, cross ventilation. Windows take up almost half of the space to ventilate all the way through, so they can get good airflow. I use hardware wire, 1/2 inch hardware wire, which is of course a lot stronger than poultry wire and tends to keep its shape a lot better. It doesn't lose its shape when we're stretching it and putting it in with poultry nails. Top is vented. It's hard to see right now, but the 2x2s are going across, which are the actual rafters. It's all open up there, so it's vented out the top, so it gets plenty of air. Lights in, but we're not worried about laying cycle right now, so we're not worried about the light cycle. Roof bolts on. There's where the roof bolts on. This coop is built in 10 panels. It actually bolts together. We can unbolt it in an hour, take it down, move it, take it with me. If we move, where I go, it goes, and we're going to take it with us when we go. So I built it in panels, so it would be easy to take apart and move. This is roosting area. This is just for roosting. No food, no water. This is where they come up at night and sleep. This is their little pop hole. They come up in it, and up and down the ladder. They seem to, about 7:30, 8 o'clock, starts to get light, kind of dusky, and they make their little trek. They all come up, and if I've got them out in the yard, they'll come in the coop, come in the flat area, come up the ladder, and roost. They all tend to roost in the same spots. They like to get close together on one pole, so there's some room for a few more. I think probably about 15 bantams would be comfortable in this coop. I have 6 right now, but I think 15 for this size coop. This works out great because it gives us it gives the chickens access to the outside, even on rainy days. On days it's really raining or it's bad weather. The coop is the door is always open. I have a plug for it, but I keep it always open so they can always access the outside down here. And they've got a 4 by 5 or 8 by 5 space down here, so 40 square foot of floor space to scratch and eat. And the roosts are underneath, so when it rains they can roost underneath the actual house. And they have a roosting area down there. Keeps them dry, but it gives them access if we can't let them out every day. We try to let them out every day a little while. We do not let them out while we're not here. They're only out while we're here and can watch them in the yard. I've got about roughly, I'll pan around, about 1/3 of an acre they can run on, and this is their area. There's one of the dogs. I have 3 dogs here, big dogs that pay no attention to the chickens now. They're good with the chickens, so they're pretty good. But they got about 1/3 of an acre to roam, and it gives them a lot of trees, a lot of covered area, lots of places to scratch, lots of mulched areas, lots of leaf litter, lots of places for a chicken to have fun. So I'm gonna leave this door open if they want to come back in. I've got bowls of water access around the area so they can get water when they're walking around out. Let me show you the panels. Panels bolted in. Here's the bolts that hold the panels together. You can see these are split. These panels are actually, if you can see it very well, these are 2 panels split, one panel on top of the other here. So they're 4 by 8 foot panels and built in a fashion where they're easy bolt together quickly. Roof is a composite shingle, makes it easier. My son went on the internet, learned to shingle in one day, and roofed it wonderfully. My son and I built it. My son is an excellent carpenter and did most of the skill work. I just kind of helped direct it, and he did most of the skill work on it. We did it. So this is really a joint effort. Couldn't have done it without my kid. Shutters to the windows. Cold in the winter if it gets too cold. Doesn't get really cold here, down in the teens. A little bit of snow here and there, not much, but we can shut and lock the shutters up to keep it a little bit warmer inside if we need to. I don't know how many days in the winter we'll need to, but if we need to, we'll be able to shut the coop up and to keep them a little bit warmer. I'll step around to the back. Here's where the nesting boxes will slide into right now. It's just empty, but the nesting boxes will actually slide into these slide into this area, bolt into here, and we'll bolt the nesting boxes on in about another month. Before, but nesting boxes 1.5 foot by 1, roughly, maybe 1.5 by 1.5, to give them ample space in case they want to share the boxes, which they usually do. I have electricity. There it is. We haven't run the lights yet, so we're not worried about that quite yet to go. Works out great for a backyard. This is what for just a backyard. A few chickens. Do not eat these babies. These are my pets. I will. I'm a 4-H coordinator, so I hatch eggs in classrooms. So I will take some of the eggs to hatch in classrooms for the kids, and I have some access. I have a farmer who'll take them, and he sells chickens, and I don't have edible breeds anyway. The cochins are bantams and everything. You could eat them, but they're too small, and everything's bantam. A little bit better in the backyard. A little less noisy than your bigger roosters. They can get pretty noisy, but not quite as much as the large roosters. Gonna pan out shot a little bit, give a little access angle. Front panel bolts on. Like I said, it's bolt together, so I can take the front panel off, being the door panel. I can build another flight out here, bolt it to it, put the door panel back onto that flight, and I can extend it as large as I want it to be. I can extend a T-shape and make 2 more of the houses on the ends and have 3 houses, which if I breed the chickens I might do. But I will put another big flight pin out front to give them some more room to access the outside a little bit if we're not here to let them out. Right now they're out roaming. And they're way out. You can't see. They're way out in the yard. You can barely see. It's not a good shot. Pan out to where they're at. And you can't hardly see them. They're all out there together. Kind of out there roaming and digging. Doing what chickens love to do. Wonderful, wonderful pets. They're a joy to have. They're a lot of fun. They keep us laughing all the time. Keep us entertained. But there's a little tour of the coop, the new coop. They've been in it, like I said, about a month. Seem to be pretty happy. Very easy to clean, very easy to maintain. I rake the litter, rake the gravel, wash the gravel down, keeps the droppings. It actually keeps the droppings into the soils, and it builds. It kind of decomposes down into the deeper soils. The cage does have a wire bottom. Buried underneath, about 6 inches, is the 2x4 is underneath, and there's a wire bottom to the cage, so you can't dig into the cage. It is about as predator proof as I could make it. It does have a top on the flight, so there's no access on top, and the very tight wire, the hardware wire is stretched tight, and it's going to be a little hard to penetrate anything to get into it. We have a few raccoons and things I've seen, but nothing close to get into the coop. But that's a tour, quick tour of the coop. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching it. Any comments, please let me know if there's any comments you have, suggestions you have on building coops. This is my first attempt to build this. I had pigeons as a kid, so I had built pigeon coops before, but my first group of chickens, and I love them, and they're fun, and we have a great time with them. But hope you enjoy the video, and I'll add on when I add more onto the coop. I'll flash on a few more videos to kind of show progress as we go. Alright, well, goodbye, and have fun with your chickens.